Delhi, the awaited session is coming here. Up next, we have a massive hair show by JJ Savani. We have an international artist with us. It's a very surprising session for all you guys. So please help me welcome on the stage JJ Savani, editorial and session styling from the UK. Big round of applause for JJ Savani, guys. Make
Hello.
some noise for JJ Savani.
That's what we're saying. Delhi, how are we all? Are we all okay? I've heard a bit more noise from Bombay. I got told Delhi's a bit more energetic. I'm going to ask again. Delhi, are we all okay? I'm going to give you one more chance. I give everyone 3 chances, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to go back to the UK. Last chance. Delhi, are we all okay? Much better. So, joining me on stage, first of all, can I have a big round of applause for my colleague, Vinay. Vin from Roots & Co. He will be joining me. They can't hear you.
They can't hear us.
Now they can.
They can. How we doing, Delhi? It's Vin from Roots & Co. But all right, Joe.
He's surprising you with some Gujarati.
Can't hear you.
He said, "Badai, all right, Cho?" For anybody that speaks Gujarati. Cool.
No one.
No. Next up, we have my next colleague, Kip. Kip. On stage, please.
How
Nice.
are you doing, Dilly?
Yes.
Come on, I want to hear a bit more.
Yeah. I seem to be having a mic issue.
Much better. Much better.
Glad to be here. Anyone from Punjab?
Punjabis?
Sat Sri Akal.
Much
Anyone
better.
here? Namaste.
Cool. So without further ado, I'm going to call on stage our handsome models. Models, can you come on stage for me, please?
Come and have a seat.
Believe me, we're not going to send them out looking like this, okay? They'll look a lot better. They'll look like professional models. So we're going to get started. We're going to be specializing in men's styling. We're going to
Can you
be
bring
breaking
this
down
down?
looks for you guys. So I'm going to start off with my model here. He's got quite curly hair. When people are doing a lot of work with curly hair, they get a bit afraid with how do we cut the curly hair? How do we fade the curly hair? So I'll be breaking that down for you. Vin, what are we doing with your model?
Yes, yes. So what we've done here for this model, I've done a skin fade. I've literally kept a lot of the weight up here. I prefer his hair just hanging loose, showing that bit of feather and that bit of dove. So I've literally just done a half all the way to the back, skin fade up until the occipital bone, and I'm going to basically taper it up when we start now.
Nice. And Kip, what are we doing with the hair?
So we're going to go for something a bit special, but I'll keep that to the end. We're going to go for a crop top, which is very popular in the UK. And we're going to keep it nice and natural to bring out his curls on top. And also, I'm going to do a low to mid skin fade. I've already started this side, as you can see. We're going to bring something special in just about here. But like I said, wait till the end.
Amazing. So when dealing with curly hair, a lot of people doing men's styling that do not come from a hairdressing background, they struggle. So what I say with no matter what type of hair you use or you work with the direction of the hair. So as you can see with my model, he's got quite curly hair. So I'm combing the hair into the direction it wants to naturally sit. Okay? With that, you're going to get a better finishing and the end result will require a lot less product and a lot less blow drying. So it's been combed into the shape and the direction of the hair. I'm now going to take a section from the crown to the recession point. So literally all we do is go crown to recession and we take the hair down. This hair I'm not worried about. I'm not going to cut this. I'm now going to take my sections across from here and cut the desired length. Okay? Vin, break it down for me, bro.
Right, so right now what I'm doing is basically I put a number 4 along the top section, making my way down all the way to the occipital side of the bone. This is just basically showing myself and making a blank canvas so that when I go in with my zero guideline, it'll be easier to work with. I know exactly where to put the placement of the fade. Whether I go too high or too low is something that I can work with along the way.
Amazing.
So, go ahead.
Kip,
Yeah, so I flayed slightly differently. So what I do, I close my clipper all the way, so that makes it a 0. I then put in my line where I want the fade to start. That's the key, because you have to go by the shape of the client's head. You got to bear in mind bones, occipital bone, mandibular right down here. If any bones stick out, you want to keep it low below the bone.
So Vin, talk to me. What kit are you using? Why are you using that kit specifically? Because a lot of people inbox me from around the world and in India asking me which tools are you using and why. So talk to me. Which tools are you using currently?
Currently, right now, for myself, I've been working with Wall all along, ever since I started at the age of 11. However, last year I came across this JRL. Reason why I work with this, I love the actual flat blade that it comes with. The motor is super fast, super quick, really easy to bulk remove. And it comes in 2 speeds, whether I go in with the quick speed where I tend to fade with, or whether I go in with the half the speed so I can remove the bulk. Also, I tend to use the Babyliss Skeletal Pros. And the reason for that is it's really nice to shape up your lines, give it that hard line that I've got around the edges, as you can see around in my model. And also to start skinning into my Babyliss Pros.
Amazing. So before I go and ask Kip what kit he's using, all I've done is literally taken cross sections, taken the guideline, and everyone asks, how short do we cut? The length I'm cutting the hair is I'm going square to the head shape. When doing men's hair, if you accentuate a square shape, it looks more masculine. So if I'm going square from my model's hair here, I know the length I'm cutting is this here. So when I go in with my clipper work, whether it's a 2, 3, 4, or a fade, it will always blend in. Where some people always have this problem. They go in with their clipper work first, cut the top, and they've got so much weight. They spend ages clipper over comb, scissor over comb. Work smarter, more efficient in your workplace. So now that allows you to have more time at the end to perfect and finish the cut. Secondly, the most importantly, it allows you to have more time connecting with your client, building that relationship. Because ultimately your clients come to you, yes, for the quality of the cut, but secondly, because of that relationship you built with them. So Kip, what equipment are we using, my bro?
Sorry, say that again?
What equipment are we using? I know what you're using. You're using the equipment I use.
Yes.
So talk to me.
Let me run through why I'm using this equipment first. So my bag didn't arrive when I landed here in India.
No, tell them the truth. Kip arrived in India. His baggage didn't make it. His baggage didn't arrive, so that means no tools. That means no clothes. That means no gotcha. He had no clothes. We had to go around. We checked into our hotel yesterday at 7 o'clock. We're walking past all around CP trying to find like somebody to sell.
I felt sorry
clothes.
for you, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel
11
sorry
at night.
for you, bro.
So my whole life, I packed from home. I don't think I've got anything left at home, put it that way. So yeah, bag didn't arrive, no clothes, I've got no clippers, no trimmers, no nothing. But you know what? Sometimes when the cards are down, you just got to carry on. I can't look back. I've got to think about how am I going to come on stage? How am I going to still progress and deal with this situation? So H&K sorted me out with some clippers, trimmers, and hairdryer and all the equipment, and that's what I'm using today.
Amazing.
And I have to say, the clippers, I'm very happy with.
You're very happy. So it's your first time using those clippers. I've been using the H&K Mohawks now for around a month. I'm open and honest with my kit. I was using these for the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah? I now solely use the Mohawk. Because of its actual DC motor and vortex capabilities, the torque adjusts. By that, what I mean is no matter how thick the hair is, it will eat through the hair, wet or dry. So it's amazing for removing bulk, curly hair, which I'll show you shortly. And as well as that, it's amazing for your intricate fade work. Vin, how we getting on, bro?
Well, good, man. Just literally put in a number 1 line. Just started breaking up the fade that I've got. As you can tell, when you're on stage, you got those lighting and different angles, hence why I keep moving the seat around. But
so why is it important to move the seat around?
moving the seat around is something that you don't want to start getting used to when you're right in front of it. When you start moving the seat around, start moving the actual seat around, the lighting actually enhances where you need to put more focus on. So as you can tell right now, when I was on the other side, I couldn't see this section up here. It's the masteroid bone. Now masteroid bone is very important when it comes to the fade element, because you can leave it so dark that it puts the whole fade off guard.
Definitely, definitely. So all I've done now, if you saw, I've taken my center profile from the apex, which is the highest part of the head. If you can't find the apex, easiest way, balance the comb. My apex is right there. I'm cutting a square shape, because with curls, what you find is when you have the hair wet, it looks longer now, and then when you dry it, it goes tighter. So allowing it to cut square and retaining the bulk, once it's dried, gives you more to work with. Whereas if I create a round shape, it's going to be very tight here. So when I do the clipper work, his head shape's going to be round. It might be something which I want to do, but if I keep that square shape, retain the weight on the side, it now gives me the option to play around with the clipper work. Kip, what we saying?
So now that special bit that I was talking to you about earlier, I'm starting to put on the haircut. And this will be the final stamp to really bring out that fade. And that will be a slight design that is symmetrically in line with his beard fade. Okay, as you can see. So I've started doing that. When you're using your trimmers, make sure you know where you're going to put the line before you put it to the head. Use, as you saw me doing earlier, use your comb as a guideline. All right, that's the top tip.
So do you tend to do a lot of like pattern work in your salon you're in, Kip?
So second.
You're too busy, focused on the haircut, which is a good thing. But I'll ask you once more. Do you tend to do a lot of pattern work? So I'm looking at your Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
You do a lot of beards, pattern work.
Yeah, no, I love the pattern work, because I feel like I'm more of a simplistic. I put that simplistic flair at the end of the haircut with a bit of pattern work, and I feel it personalizes the cut.
Amazing. So Vin, break it down. What we've done so far.
Currently, right now, I'm just literally finished fading. I'm going to put my double zeros in. I'm just lining up where his temporal area is. I've left the fade dark in this area. Reason why I want to really enhance this section up here, because I think it complements the whole style and the head shape. Pretty neutral, very flowy, should I say. But I still wanted to bring that section in just to show that cleanness of the fade as well as his temporal area.
Amazing. So I've cut everything square. All I've done now is combed everything into the direction of the hair. I'm literally pulling the hair out at 90 degrees and just removing the extra weight which is there. If there's nothing to be cut, it means there's nothing to be cut. Don't be tempted to take it shorter, because you're going to remove the natural curl and the actual shape of the hair you're trying to create. So Kip,
Yep.
how are you finding Delhi so far?
Well, I find it hot,
Hot,
humid, but yeah, it's a nice city. It's really busy, exactly what I like. And to be honest, if we can bring a bit of style to it and add to that, that'd be fantastic.
Amazing. So I've cut that side already. I've just shown you this. What I'm going to now focus on in the, lads, I'd say probably about 10 minutes. What I'm going to do now is blow dry the hair and then show you the clipper work on how I do my clipper work. So whenever I'm setting the hair, I will put in, let's go for some texture spray. The hair's damp. To bring out the curls, a small bit of texture spray, and I'm going to go in and dry this up. Vin, what are you doing so far?
So I've just finished off the fade. Now, there's certain areas where your clipper or your trimmer may not pick up when it comes to finishing or edging work, right? So what I've got is a very long tooth comb up here. I'm gonna simply just put it over the hair, angle it slightly, and brush off any of the excess hair that's around the edges.
Nice. So talk to me about your journey so far, Vin. You've now started your own salon?
Yes, so I started my own salon called Roots & Co. Literally about 9 months ago, but I've been cutting hair since the age of 11, because as you know, in Gujarati we're Barons, and we come from a family of barbering or hairdressers, and eventually after working throughout all this industry years, I finally managed to open up my own barber shop, and that's based in Leicester, back in the UK.
Okay, so you've done that. I've already got my own place. Kip, you're starting off to open up your own, right?
Yeah,
And
I've
this is
got
a
my own
question
studio now.
I explained and talked about at the SMC panel. All of you guys hairstylists, beauticians and stuff, no? Have any of you, are you working for somebody or you got your own business? Hands up if you have your own business. One person, two, three. How many of you work for somebody else? You're employed, your employee's salary, yeah? I'm not gonna make you put your hands up now because you might have your managers and bosses here. But I'm sure as creatives and stylists, you've always wanted your dreams to open up your own place maybe? Kip, a lot of the biggest question I get asked across all the time, when is it the right time or what feeling do you get that it's now time to launch your own career?
I would say if you feel like you're too comfortable, do something about it. Because if you're living in your comfort zone, you're never going to push the boundaries. You're never going to reach your potential. Take yourself out of that comfort zone. Yeah, try new things. Set up a plan. And the main thing I always like to say is be aware of your competition without becoming your competition. What I mean by that is remain unique. Everyone wants to see your personality on a cut. It's all right copying someone else, but it will only take you so far.
Definitely. And I'd say by progression, you will come to a place, whether you're working in your salon for the last 4 or 5 years, you're fully booked, you'll get to a point where you find, I want something more from life. But when you do decide to open up your own salon, studio, beauticians, don't try copy somebody else. Think, do you know what? The person next to me is branded like this. I'm going to copy them. No. Stay true to yourself because your clients are coming for you. So stay original to yourself. Make a plan in your head. Who is your target market? The location. How much are you going to be spending for an average service? And base your business around that, which, Vin, you've pretty much done as well, right?
What's that?
Don't start making me, like, I'm not even going to say it. Don't make me start, like, cursing you in Gujarati.
Go for it.
I'm not going to.
શું વાત કરે છે મને કેને ભાઈ?
Talk to me. How have you branded, found your target niche market?
So, branding was a massive key factor for myself. And as a business, you don't want to be just a normal barbershop or another salon. Why have you called yourself Roots & Co? Or why have you called yourself Iconic or, Haircraft or whatever it is? Why? It should resemble you as an individual as well as your background and your work ethic. It's not just about, calling it a cool name. Why I call it Roots & Co? Because it's going back to my roots and my family. That's where it all started. My granddad, my father, my dad, my brother, everyone is a barber in my family. So I thought, let me bring our roots to your hair roots. And that's where my brand started. And this is where it's gone.
Amazing. So what I've done is taken a number 4, which now blends into those curls. I'm going to give this guy a small taper fade. So he got the shortness and sharpness of a fade, but still looks professional. So I've gone in with my 4 to remove the bulk. I've just flicked out the temple area with a 1.5. I'm now going to go in with my 0. Clipper closed. My guide point is the center part of his ear. And I'm going to take it up, open up to a 0.5 to the top of his ear. My angle is not straight. My angle is complementing the angle of his shaper. So if you see this is at this angle there, it's very lightly, I will copy the angle. Because when it comes to seeing that fade, it will complement the head shape. Yeah? So 0.5 in, half closed, to a 2.5 to start knocking out that line. 1 guard open, so 1.5. Coming in, flicking out. Very small movements, half closed, fully closed, getting lower and lower and lower, fully open, just to break up that fade. Giving us the rough tapered shape, which I can then clean up with my trimmers. Kip, what we doing so far? You're awfully quiet.
So starting on the beard fade, I like to keep the beard fades to complement the bone structure of my client. So as you can see, he's got a squish jaw. So you bring the fade in kind of medium, in line with the bottom of his ear lobe, and then you fade it out. Start with the clipper open, and then close it slightly to fade that line out. And I really, really like these beard fades because I feel like they really make it look clean and nicely finished.
So what I'm doing, I've got the taper fade in now. I'm using very small movements with the HK 0 Extreme. It's not harsh, it's not cutting the skin, but because of this Japanese steel blade, it allows me to give those clean lines. I'm using the edge of the blade, very small movements. So by going one go, it will remove the hair. So whenever doing any sort of shape-ups or pattern work, corner of the blade, which is the sharpest, and small movements to keep it nice and clean. You can then go back to it after. That's not an issue. Vin, talk to me.
So right now, just literally wet his hair down. He's got very thick hair. I'm gonna remove a bit of bulk, add a bit of texture. What I'm gonna do is, to start off with, I don't know if everyone can see, but literally gonna take a section right next to his temporal area where it's connecting up with the rest of his hair. I don't want to touch that area just yet because I really like this weight that we've got along the edges. So what I'm going to do, take a little section here and just start building some weight where I really want the feathering going, and layer it into the back, into the occipital area.
Nice. So all I'm doing now is blending in that taper into the rest here. I'm not taking my scissor over comb here because what that's going to do is lighten above the ear. It's no longer a taper, it's a low fade. So what you want to be doing is running the shape in the angle again. I use the angle which I've created here. So my scissor over comb is going to work in this angle, one panel all the way up. That will naturally blend every time, you know? Kip?
Yeah, so now I've started on the C cup. So this.
So what is a C cup for people that don't know?
So a C cup is the outline at the top of his eyebrow, the highest point of the eyebrow. And what you want to do is start from nearest to the eyebrow and make a line, and then come from the bottom and try to join that line up that you created at the top, and that will give you a nice round C cup.
Nice. So I'm going to go finish off this side first with the beard. So I've already gone down from a 4 down to a 0. I'm going to use a 2 open to blending because I don't want to eat into the beard he's already got. He's obviously spent a lot of time growing this beard. The last thing I'm sure he wants is to have no beard, correct? Or can I take off your beard? No. There you go, see? So I'm using the 2 open to blend in, closing it, and I'm moving up and up and up, moving my steps up. Fading doesn't have to be a long process. As long as the angle of your flicks are correct, you'll be fine every time. So that's a 2. I'm now going to go in from where this line is he's created. I'm going to take my 0.5 there. If I take the 0.5 there, it's going to look like a line and an angle. We don't want that. We want nice, smooth flowing. Because if you've got the nice curvature shape, we're complementing each shape. So 0.5, I open blade, comes in, very lightly, flicking away, and then I can go tighter against the head. 0 closed, 0.25, and then I can finish off again with the 1 open and closed. Vin, you got like under 10 minutes, so talk to me. What are you going to be doing now?
Right, so all I've done right now is gone through both the side panels of the hair. As you can see, I wanted to create that square shape within his head shape. As you know, every human head shape tends to have different head shapes, different sizes, different bone structure, different muscles. So what I wanted to do is create this square shape around the sides and basically remove any bulk that's not complementing the head shape, and then build some weight in certain areas where I did want to complement the head shape. What I'm going to be doing next is to be going with my finger razor or the feather razor and working with texture into the top as well as the sides, so that when I go and blow dry this hair, it's going to look nice and neat and natural.
Amazing. So, big question, Vin.
Talk to me.
Product of choice. Which product are you finding is working really well in the UK right now? that your products are that your customers are asking for? Is it pomades? Is it dry look?
In
What's
all
popping right now, bro?
in all honesty, we tend to use, well, I tend to use the dry matte clay as well as the powder. I think one of you guys have got the powder on you, but the powder works effortlessly, really good with any hair that's a mid, short, or even long hair. Anyone that wants to put that natural volume within the hair and just give it a bit of bulkiness, you know, and weight, as well as the dry matte clay that I tend to use a lot. Dry matte clay can be used prior to blow drying on wet hair, as well as dry hair, just for a main finish.
Amazing. So, Kip,
Yeah.
in the last 7 minutes we have
Yeah.
before the rest of the models come on stage and you can see the collection, what are you doing?
Okay, so now I've started working on the top. I've sectioned it. I make my profile line, which is what's going to follow. So I make a line down the middle, cut it, square up, as I'm doing now. But I'm going to add a bit of texture, so I'm going to be point cutting, triangles. Triangles brings out hair texture. And then I'm going to bring the profile to one side, because remember, it's running down the middle. And I'm going to connect it. It should be visible. There it is. The lowest point that I've already cut is now there, so I know how much to take off. Point cut to that.
Amazing.
Very
So, Vin, any other methods of texturizing you currently use in
Oh,
the
there's
shop?
so many.
I tend to
So
use this
many.
feather razor. It's very easy to use.
Yeah.
It's something that you can literally pull the hair with, and without any effort, just pull any excess hair off. And it just gives it that really nice choppy but edgy look that just flows into one section. You'll see what I mean when I blow dry the hair just now.
Also, there's another texture which I really like. It's called slicing.
Go on, show them a bit of slicing.
There we go. There's a bit of slicing. You might slice a cucumber at home. But now we're going to slice some hair here. All right? Because this is a hair show at the end of the day. Yeah. Then you come one side, you go the other side. And what that does, it creates that deep texture. Okay?
Nice. So texturizing wise, I tend to use a mixture of all those methods. I also use a texturizing razor. How many of you use this? Anybody? Texturizing razor, so like a cutthroat, but it has teeth. So it allows you to literally personalize, remove weight from wherever you feel it's needed. Talk to me. What are you doing with that hairdryer? It's mine. What are you doing?
With
What are you
this
doing?
hairdryer,
What are you doing with it?
I'm literally gonna be blow drying this hair from the front to the back, giving that flow. But it looks like we're gonna need a new adapter.
You broke my hairdryer.
No. Hairdryer's working, it's the adapter.
Take his hairdryer. It's okay. we will make it work, because just like Kip forgot his luggage in London,
Where's your...
Vin forgot his travel plugs.
Yeah. I didn't forget though. I blame the airline.
Don't mention
Remember.
the airline. I don't want any problems. So as you can see, I'm keeping a very low taper, just to complement the head shape. So immediately, as it blends in now, he's got the shortness and sharpness of a fade, but with a taper. Still allows him to keep those natural curls when we style it. He gets the best of both worlds. I'm now going to finish that off with a little bit of scissor over comb, and then we'll add some personalization and style up. Kip, what we doing?
So now I'm working on the fringe to bring out his curls and make it look as natural as possible at the front, because that's what I think will really suit this style. We're just literally point cutting the front to the desired length and angle. And you see how the curls are flowing one way, so you want to point cut the opposite direction, because what we don't want to do is take them off. All right?
So you're working with the hair, the direction of the hair, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Vin,
Yep.
why are you blow drying in that direction? What are you trying to achieve?
Right now I'm showing an emphasis of all the areas where I've created some shape and some flow, and I really worked towards this occipital bone. As you can see, why I'm hair drying this section is to show the neckline and then going into the main crown area.
And what products are you going to be using in there?
So what I used before what I used was pre-styling spray So it's a sea salt spray as people use. And then I'm going to finish off with either a wet pomade or a natural dry matte clay.
Cool, time for some personalization. I just want to keep it something small, something simple to still look a bit trendy, but at the same time, it complements the curls in his hair. So if I'm going for any sort of personalization or any sort of pattern, I'm going to keep it small. I'm going to go with the curls. So I'm going to give him a nice little curl. What I'm going to do first is remove this extra hair. Again, like I said, I remove bit by bit. I take my time with it, so then I can give it a proper finishing after. I'm literally going to follow the angle I've created. So the angle comes round over the ear, and I'm going to take the angle and we're going to eat into the hair ever so slightly. So we come in, follow this angle, and again, I'm using the corner of the actual teeth. We come in, and we're pretty much drawing. Vin, are we doing, Kip, are we doing any pattern work at all?
Say again, sorry?
Are you doing any pattern work?
We have, yeah. I've started the cat scratches.
So explain to people how you're doing this.
So, as I said earlier, I used the ruler to make sure that it was symmetrically in line with the beard. And then use the trimmers to put the first initial lines in. You can be draft, it's in draft mode when you're using the trimmers. And then you follow it up with the razor, and that's what really defines the lines when you bring the razor into it. As you can see, the beard, I've just touched the beard with the razor here, and already you can see the definitions come out.
Vin, talk to me in the last few minutes what you're doing.
So I've now just finished off blow drying.
Yeah? Can I have the blow dry then?
It is.
Give me the blow dryer. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
this one. Use this one. Not working, no?
No.
So I've just literally blow dried his hair into the sections that I wanted to. I'm going to style it off with maybe some pomade because I do like this loose, flowy look. And then I'm just going to finish off with either some matte hairspray or something just to enhance the shape a bit.
So again, as you can see, I'm blow drying the hair, bringing out that shape I've created, a very square shape. So if you pop your head up, we're now complementing my model's head shape. We're not giving him a flat head, right? So it's very important when you're cutting a shape, rather than just getting the length and saying, for example, yes, sir, is this okay? Sweep, 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 sweep. You're not creating any shape. You're shortening the hair. So take aspects of hairdressing, implement it into your haircut. It doesn't take long. But again, we're now able to bring out those curls a lot nicer. He's still got the curls he wanted. He's still got the length, but it now sits in shape for him. Kip, finishing touches. Talk to me. What are you doing?
So before you shave, make sure the area is moisturized because you don't want to end up cutting somebody and irritating their skin. So always make sure you moisturize, keep that area as smooth as possible, and then your razor will just glide through it.
Amazing. Finishing touches.
And finishing touches, I'm going to be using a bit of texturizing powder on the top. And then to really bring out the texture, you can use a comb and just work in between each layer. And that really makes it stand out. And I'll show you that in a minute.
Vin, kam pati gyu taro?
Pati gyu.
Yeah?
હવે ખાલી જેલ બેલ નાખીને આ લોકોને છે ને મસ્ત બનાવવાનો છે. ખબર છે ને?
Good, good. Kip, I would talk to you in Punjabi, but I don't understand Punjabi. I do understand it, I can't speak it. I tell a lie.
That's all right.
Cool. So as you can see, so far, what I finished is a small little taper fade. When he came to me, he had quite big curly hair like this on the sides. He wanted to maintain the curls, but create shape. So rather than just doing a high fade and removing all of this beautiful hair we have, we've created a square shape here and a square shape here, almost like a box, which allows us to keep this sort of weight here. So when we do our clipper work, it's complemented. We've gone in with the 4 first to blend in, so it's nothing too harsh, and then tapered down straight into the beard. And the same on this side. Kept the nice squareness. It allows him to really dress it up or even wear it down or forward. Small little taper into the beard with a small little bit of personalization just to complement what we've done so far. You know, very basic but effective work which takes your work to the next level. You know, Do we have any questions so far from the audience? No? So we explained everything perfectly. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so my model's done. Kip, how long?
Yeah, so I've got one
'Cause
more
I'm going
minute.
to
I'm going
start
to style it
charging you
up
by
now.
the hour.
So as I was saying earlier on, at the moment it looks flat, as you can see. That's not my desired look. What I want to do is really bring out the texture. Fingers, we all have them. Use your fingers. Get in between that layer, yeah, and just separate. It adds volume. It makes the cut look nice. You can even use a guard to then put some lines in.
I think your minute's over, bro.
Yeah, sorry.
So my model is going to come back in literally 2 minutes. Thank you so much. Let's get all this off. Amazing. Vin,
Yo.
Boval like shit, eh?
Huh?
Boval, I can try. It's not amazing. I'm not even going to bother.
Look you.
You're taking too long.
I'm done, bro.
You're done. If
I'm
you were in my
done.
salon, I
I'm
could have done
done.
2 haircuts by now.
I am
You'd be
done.
fired. You're done?
Done.
Yeah, done.
Break through what you've done so far in 30 seconds, please.
Right, in 30 seconds, I've done a skin fade with a long top, roughly about 4.5 finger lengths on top, and then literally feather razored to bring some edge into his hair, and then skin faded it around the edges and put his beard line in.
Yeah, so let him go then. Stop playing with the hair.
Done, done, done.
Let him go, let him go.
Let him go.
Down there. Next
There you
client,
go.
next client, next client. Come,
There you go.
come, let's take that off. Next client, bear with us.
We'll get all the trays off.
Okay, so we're now going to launch our next. You're going to see our whole collection now. Let me take that for you. Let me take that. Can we take this backstage, please?
Let's take this off.
Let's take these off. Let's take the chairs off. You can see our collection, which we've done so far. So we've done our men's work. So you'll see 4 beautiful models we've created. As well as that, we have a female model as well accompanying them. So we've done the whole A to Z look. We've taken inspiration from the
Guys,
East
take this
and
off.
the West, but we're not doing too much, Angreji English
Hold it
style. We're using aspects of it, like the fades, and incorporating
What's
them
your
into
purpose?
everyday Indian Bollywood Desi lifestyle. So this is what we're going to present to you shortly. Ketli bhala ke Chetane?
Aloka, man, aloka. Come on, guys.
Guys,
Come on.
Pro Beauty, can we have some music, please?
Bro, Beauty, can we have some music, please?
A bit louder. So this is the first look we've got. Let's go. Vin, talk to us about this look.
So,
1 1 1 2 1 2. Talk to us about the look.
really
Let's go.
sophisticated look. Gone in with a nice skin fade, with a nice crotch spot, feathered into the back. He looks like the part, you know, that you want to go into.
Amazing. Next up, we've got my model. So as you've seen, he's looking a lot better now, rather than just his vest. We've got him with a very low skin taper, blended into the beard with a small bit of personalization with the pattern on the back of the head. Again, keeping the best of both worlds. Next model, please. Talk to us, Kit.
So yeah, I've done a crop top with a low to mid skin fade, and as you can see on the side, to really complement his bone structure, I've given him a nice beard fade and I've incorporated slight pattern work. Keep it simple, keep it nice, then it still looks classy.
Next model, please. Today, I need to get back to the UK. Come on, next model, next model.
Make some
I
noise,
need to get
guys.
my
Let's
bag.
go.
Come
You're
on.
taking too long finding your sunglasses. Come on. Talk to us. What have we done there, Vin?
So, up here, this is called a freestyle. This is called Vinspire right here.
Vinspire.
Yeah, I'm actually going to walk up to my model right now and show.
Show them the
Sure.
personalization
Come
we've
back
done.
this way, come back this way. I'm going to turn it back on. On this end, I literally gave him a taper fade. And then from the back, all I've done is the devil's advocate. where I basically put a line in with a bit of edge, so it just brings some different flow to his hair.
And next up to finish off the show, we've got the very beautiful Juliana on stage for me, please. Big round of applause for her, please. So we kept it quite natural with some loose curls to complement her overall look. I'm not going to even go into depth. I'm going to let her carry herself. You know, the walk, the beauty does enough talking as it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you our collection. Thank you, you've been an amazing audience. But before we go, I'd like to call upon stage Gary and Dilshad, who have actually helped choreograph this, created the outfits and everything really, just helped me with my whole stay in Delhi. Gary,
Thank you so
Dilshad,
much, guys.
who's first? Big round of applause for our designers, please. Dilshad, Gary, thank you so much. Pro Beauty, it's been an absolute honor to have you all here. Let's go to the front. Let's go, let's go.
Let's go, lads.
Thank you so much. It's my first big show, main stage in India. I do shows all around the world, but Delhi's been amazing. Thank you for having us. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, thank you. You know what? We love you all. We're going to be hanging around. Feel free to come speak to us. Any advice, things on the cards. But Delhi, thank you. It's a wrap. We will see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, guys.
Let's go.
Delhi, we're out.
Thank you so much, JJ Savani and team.